Hello. Today I am having some pretty standard kind of street food. Um, I got it delivered from a restaurant, but or it's probably from a little shop, a little stall. Uh, that kind of a little like a street cart, food cart kind of thing is called a tar or xiao tar. Um, So like this is the kind of food that you get. It's not usually from a shop restaurant. It's usually from like a food cart that's drives around and like sets up shop somewhere. Um, and those kind of little stalls. It could be so if it's food ones, or it could be other things like at a market kind of thing. Like if you have a stall that sells something, those are called like the actual opinion is Tan tan, but you put a R on it, so it's called tar, and then because it's little, you say xiao tar. So like, um, so the two things that I've gotten today, I think I've had one of these on this channel before, uh, but I got it from a restaurant, and the other one called Kalong Mian, which means like grilled cold noodles. Oh, it's they tie a good knot. This shop. Um, but the one I had before was not really the sort of typical style that you get just from a little street cart. This one is just from a street cart. Um, so it's got these like sheets of noodles. So they're called cold noodles that are a type of. It's a usually served in a soup, but they just slice the sheet up, and not sure. Yeah, you can kind of see the grain of it. So the noodles are running like up and down here, and instead of like soaking it in water and letting all the noodles separate and whatnot, in this dish they just chop it all up and like stir fry it on a griddle in a little street cart kind of thing. With this one, it came with it has egg, it has like sauce on it. It's got a little bit of like a sweet and sour kind of sauce, a little bit of spicy, and this one smells like they put a little bit of soy sauce in it as well. So it's got kind of salty, sweet. It's got a whole bunch of different flavors. It's a very strong, flavorful dish. And in this version that I got a pretty simple one. So it's just those noodles with some egg and then some sausage. This white sausage is usually made from chicken meat. So this is like a chicken sausage. I didn't get any other special stuff in that. I just got sort of a plain one of that. The other dish that I got, I think this is the first time I've had this on this channel, is called shoujua bing. So bing, I've talked about before, is just like a pancake kind of thing, or any kind of flat bread type thing. Shou is your hand, and jua means to kind of grab something. So this is a handheld pancake is basically the translation of that. And what it is a type of sort of flaky pastry dough that's cooked on a griddle with some egg, and then so it's cooked on one side, and then it's put egg on top of it, and then you once that's cooking, you kind of put more stuff into it, and then it's just kind of folded over into a wrap kind of thing. It's not really wrapped up, it's more folded. And so it's got a bunch of like filling stuff inside of it. The typical thing to have in it is the egg. So you can kind of see the egg is cooked on to the wrap, and then typically it'll have lettuce in it, maybe some kind of a sausage, and then you just get whatever you want in it. So I got some chicken, some I got a whole bunch of stuff in this. What they call New Orleans chicken, which I don't understand why they call it that. But I think that's what it was. It might have actually been Sichuan chicken. Hang on. Huanxiang. So it's not the New Orleans one. It's another kind of chicken. It's very similar flavor. That's called Chuanxiang Jiliu. So Chuan is from the second half of the word Sichuan, or in English we often say Sichuan. But that's a province of China that's known for its spicy food. It's in the southwest of China. And so there's this pretty standard kind of strips of chicken with this kind of a little spicy kind of marinade on them called Chuanxiang Jiliu. So I got that in here. I got Li Ji, which is so Li Ji PR, which is Li Ji is pork. I'm forgetting the English word for it right now. Tenderloin, pork tenderloin. So it's pork tenderloin, and PR is just cut up pieces of stuff. So just pieces of pork tenderloin. I also got some pagan, which is Chinese bacon, which is not the same as Western style bacon. It's cut in the same way, but it's like a processed food. So it's kind of like a Spam version of bacon. Just like Spam is a processed meat that's like ham. Chinese pagan, which translates to bacon. It's just a loan word. It's a transliteration of... Sorry, there's a bit of spice in the sauce. It caught in the back of my throat. This is another instance of where a loan word... there's a word for this in linguistics, where the loan word doesn't actually mean the same thing in both languages. So pagan is a loan word for the English word bacon. It's just they just heard that word and then said it as close as they could in Chinese. But when you say pagan in Chinese, it doesn't usually mean what we think of in the West as bacon. Typically, that cut of meat will be called wu hua rou here, which I've shown in some other videos. Whereas the thing they call bacon is strips of meat that look like strips of bacon, but it's actually a processed meat product that's got meat and chunks of fat mixed in with it. And it's a processed thing that they then slice into these slices that look like bacon slices. And then they cook that up. And it's quite popular. It's actually more, well... You can also get, so sometimes places that are more Western themed will have real like Western style bacon, and they will call it pagan as well. So they will use the word sometimes for the actual Western style bacon, but like generally if you say that word in Chinese, it means the Chinese version, not the Western version. But it's quite a popular thing to use in lots of Chinese cooking. And so they have that on here. Might pull a strip of it out. Just kind of show. So you kind of see there's some fat mixed in, but this is just like a processed meat product that's, compressed meat product. Very similar to how Spam works. I don't know what part. I'm pretty sure it is pork, but I have no idea what part of the pig it comes from. I don't think it's specifically the belly. Like when we make bacon, it's usually made from the pork belly. It's probably just all the off scraps or whatever, just like with Spam or whatever. And then, so it's got that in it. I also got some strips of what's called la tiao. Which I think I talked about in the other video I made about Kolong Mian. La tiao is kind of like a chewy tofu jerky kind of thing with a spicy sauce on it. And it's a popular snack food, but it's also used a lot to throw into these kind of like street dishes and stuff. So I got a bit of that in it as well. I kind of want to show off the texture of this. So it's a very kind of pastry dough. Very layered and flaky and stuff. And it's cooked on a big griddle in a circle. They usually have like a special spatula kind of thing. They'll pour it on the griddle, the dough, or it's a I guess it's not actually a dough. It's a batter. So pour it on the griddle, and then they've got like this special spatula that they whip it around into a circle with. So usually, I think what they'll do is they'll put the egg on first, and then put the dough on, whip that around, and then once the egg's basically cooked, they flip it over and cook the other side, and then they start putting ingredients in, like the filling in, and then once the other side, the bottom's cooked, they basically, it's a big circle. They basically kind of fold one end up, and then fold one end over, and fold one end over. So actually they didn't fold the end on this one. So this one's open at the end. So this one was just folded over and over. Some of them will fold this end up in. It varies from place to place how they do it. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I might be describing a different dish. That might be a different street food. This one might actually be dough pancakes that they're using. The shoujuabing. I'm thinking of one called jianbingguozi, which is a different street food wrap. So I got confused there. This one is they put the egg down and then they have a pre-made dough pancake that they put on. And the same process. They put that on the egg, let it cook in, flip it over, let it cook that side, put the filling in, and roll it up. And it's the kind of thing you often, like, it's not that common to do what I've done here and order it delivered to your house. It's usually something that you get on the street at a little street stall, and you go up and order it, and it takes them at most 5 minutes to cook it. Often less than that. They'll have little tubs with all the filling stuff. Crack the egg on. It takes a minute for the egg total to cook, and then like flip it over. Once that's cooking, they start putting the filling in, roll it up, and give it to you. And it's super fast. It can also often have a lot of different sauces inside. This one, they put kind of a spicy sauce in it. I would say the most common sauce to use is mayo, which here they call salad dressing. So they call it xiaolajiang. Jiang means sauce, and shala is just a transliteration of salad. But that, again, this is another, there's a lot of loan words in Chinese that do not mean what they mean in Western, in English. So if you directly translate xiaolajiang, it means salad sauce. And you would think, oh, salad dressing. No. Xiaolajiang means mayonnaise. Specifically mayonnaise, not any other kind, and not my guess is it came from the British product salad cream that's like a mayo with some stuff mixed in, or it's not real mayo. I think it's like a fake mayonnaise type product. That would be my guess where they got the word salad dressing for mayonnaise, but I don't really know. I just know that, or it might just have been, it looked like mayonnaise and ranch look about the same, so they're just like, oh, I think those are probably the same thing. That's both a white sauce. There's a lot of kind of misnomers in Chinese as far as food products go, Western food products specifically. So like the typical sauce to put in this is usually mayonnaise, or sometimes they'll put like a black pepper sauce. Sometimes they'll have a barbecue sauce, or in this one, it's just called a like xiangla, which just means spicy sauce. So this just had kind of like a chili paste as the sauce in it. Or sometimes you get it with no sauce. Just depending on what you most places when you go there, they'll have a range of things and you just tell them what sauce you want. So that's my kind of street food meal for the day. I'll see y'all on the next one.